Hey, it's Daddy Steve. Please like and subscribe. So this is an in-depth, awesome. Okay, my mind has been blown. I just run the stats, run the numbers, just done a deep dive into Trajan. I've done a deep dive into Trajan. I initially reviewed and rated this guy one smiley face. 1 out of 5, effectively, one smiley face. And then I was doing another video on the Sunset Canyon, and I was thinking about all the whales using this particular commander. I don't know the exact reason why everybody in the game uses it, but I'm going to know the reason now. And when you see this video, honestly, it's pure gold. Pure gold. If it's not pure gold, I'll hold up my hands at the end. You can let me know why, but you'll see the reason why I think that it is. You'll see the reason why. So let's go. All right, so active skill, rage cost 1000 as per target type, single. Or is it? Or is it? All right, let's carry on. All right, so reading from the top, deals direct damage to a target troop, damage factor 400. Okay, so that's the starting. That's the 400 is the key number to keep in mind in terms of the direct damage that Trajan does. And then we get to the other key part to read is for the next 3 seconds, up to 5 nearby allied or friendly troops, including your own, which means definitely your own, obviously, for it to exist. You know what I mean? Obviously, Trajan plus 4 others. Key point, us, yeah, fair enough. Plus 4 others. And we're accepting as well that our damage is token damage. At the moment, it's 400. Okay, key numbers. Us plus 4 others deal 30% more skill damage. 30% more skill damage, right? So we've got the base 400. We're going to get an extra 120 from that 30%. I'm going to calculate us, and I'll give the game away. This is the secret, and then I'm going to calculate the others as well. All right, so calculate us first. So 120 is 30% of the 400, okay? And also us plus others gain rage and an additional 50 per second, you know, for the 3 seconds. All right, let's move on. And we also, just to just to round it off, also for those 3 seconds of the active skill, we take 25% more damage, and that is significant. I concede that. All right, let's roll on. The troop gains 20% defense, and whilst outside of Alliance territory, our troops, it says their troop, their troop, it's in like third person. Okay, our troop, or his troop would be probably better, also gains 20% more health. So that is definitely a very useful tanky boost, in line with most kind of infantry health boosts, to be honest. There are others that give more, but anyway, we'll take it. Great expeditions. This troop gains 10% troop capacity. Also, if their troop contains 3 different unit types, whenever it uses an active skill, it deals an extra direct damage factor 300 to its current target. So my computer brain tells me we've got the 400 from the initial active skill. Just go back to this for quickly. Damage factor 400 from the initial skill. When the active skill triggers, which is what this Great Expeditions is talking about. It talks about when the active skill is used. First line from the bullet point deals 30% more skill damage. So we get the 120, 400 plus 120, plus the 300 from here. My computer brain tells me that that is 820. I apologize if I've done some poor quick math. Excuse me. Okay, deals direct damage. So we're doing 820 damage to one person's. Long story short, what is it? Increases the damage its current target receives by 20% for the 3 seconds of the active skill. Excuse me. Right, so that's another 80 on top of that, and wouldn't you know it, 820 plus 80 equals 900. So that they went the developers went a long way around telling us that it does 900 active skill damage. Okay, so before we go back to that primary active skill, we've got to just round it off with this number 4. It is definitely worth the wait. Definitely worth the wait, but just keep that 900 in mind. 900. If this commander's troop is on the map, whenever it launches a basic attack, it gains 6% defense for 10 seconds. It's just a defense boost. This effect can stack up to 10 times, and its duration resets whenever it gains another stack. Okay, so we launch a basic attack every other second, right? So we attack, then we counter-attack. Attack, counter-attack. The way I read that is every other second. We gain 6% defense for 10 seconds. That, in my computer brain, tells me it's a maximum of a 60% defense boost. Tell me if you see differently. Tell me if you see differently. Right, so there we go. We move on. And the cooldown is 8 seconds. All right, so let's go back to the active skill, which has been expertise for myself and is definitely worth it. Right, so we know that in terms of our single target damage, we do 900 damage. But we also know that, reading the second line again, for the next 3 seconds up to 5, including us, for 4 others, us plus 4 others, damage is going to be boosted by 30%. So say if we roll in with Guan, his damage is 2,000, and the damage goes down by 15% for every additional target, and he can target 3. So 2,000 plus, for the second target, an additional 1,700. And for the third target, the maximum target, that'll be 1,400. My computer brain tells me is a maximum of 5,100. You're boosting that 5,100, remember, by 30%. That means that you are giving, your Trajan is doing your 900 plus 1,530, right? There's some that give slightly more, there's some that give slightly less, but 1,530 times 4, 6,120. It doesn't end there. You've got your 900 from yourself as well. So that would be 7,020 damage for up to 5 enemies. Well, it could be many different enemies, depends who your commanders are hitting, but the maximum we'll tap out is 6,120. Now the damage for my the commander I always refer to, or comparator commander, 5,100 from Guan Yu. Guan Yu does 5,100 damage in terms of the active skill. I don't want to do too much deep dive because I know he's got other hidden skills behind it, you know what I mean, which could also trigger and boost things, but it is still surprising if we compare to the primary skill. My man here, Trajan, does some decent damage. Again, 5,100 active skill. Guan Yu, 7,020 for my man Trajan, and he's been like looked over for a long time. So what I'm really thinking is, obviously, yeah, I was talking about the canyon in terms of the video that inspired me to do this video, and I hope it's very useful for you. It's been critical for me. It's going to change my whole kind of strategy, you know what I mean? I need to have Trajan with, well, I'll work it out. I will do another video on that in due course, but in open field, and obviously you do see here when we're doing like Ark of Osiris or things like that, you know what I mean? You do see him on the field, but now it broadens the reasons for him to be on the field. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so let's do the traditional things that I always do. I go to the commander. All those things considered, yeah, I'd still be maximizing Guan, Luce, Zhuliang, you know what I mean? Come on. You know, if anything, maybe you could argue that Trajan maybe gets troop health, something like that. He doesn't really in himself do active skill damage, does he? And yeah, with that defense penalty, obviously you got to take all things. You can't go too far with this. You know, I'm not saying he's a 5-star commander or anything like that. I'm just saying that his value, even in attack, is most definitely underrated, and there's going to be lots of instances where you might think, oh, yeah, I will pop him in that attack, and he can contribute and he can help a lot to get them out. In terms of civilization, it does token skill damage, doesn't he? Token skill damage. So that's the main reason why you have Ottoman. Trajan's not for that. Archer health, well, you will have some archers, because for that third skill of his, if you've got 3 different unit types, you can, do a little bit more kind of token damage, etc. And troop march speed is just blah 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 for me, but you'll take it if it's been given away. I haven't looked too closely into my Trajan tree, but I will show it to you just for complete disclosure. So that's it in entirety. So when you're looking at your own, you can compare and just think whether yours is better or worse, or, oh, why did he do that? Oh, yeah, just give you some ideas, just food for thought. And that's that. I've talked about this in other videos, this Cage of Thorns. Listen, I'm not going to do anything which boosts my march speed or reduce somebody else's. I just like the things that boost me in order to have more attack, more defense, more health, more skill damage, that kind of skill resistance. Everything else is blah. Versatility, obviously, is just more about versatility is for the weakest tree options. Obviously, it's about 0.5% boost to attack. It's just weak source. You just would never go down that route. Okay, if this commander is leading a rally, their rallied army gains 1% attack. Am I ever going to use Trajan as a rally army? Never in a million years, which reduces the options down, because you can see I've used a full tree. 0.5% health, 0.5% health again, just for the use of 1 talent point, which is quite expensive. The 3 unit types, it takes, which it mentions in that third skill, we can take less damage. I'd rather have that. It's always going to have 3 unit types. If this commander has less than 50% units remaining, against 3% attack. The reason why I kind of did this, well, again, we're not going to boost damage when the damage is token, so this is the only option I had. But to add on to that, if it has less than 50%, it gains. Sorry, if it has less than 50% units, it gains 3% attack. It's there to buff us, it's there to buff us and I guess debuff them in terms of they take more skill damage, you know what I mean? So that's what it's there for. But if it's been given away with the last talent point, then obviously it's got to go there. I hope you found this useful. Honestly, my mind is blown with Trajan. I'm so much more happy with him, and he definitely has a place for now anyway in current meta. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, please let me know in the comments, and definitely please like, and don't forget to subscribe. It all helps. Have a good day. That is Stephen. I'm out.